Hey, it's the beer video. Guess how much preparation Helen and I do before we get on the beer video?
I put on a hoodie that wasn't covered in toothpaste stains.
There you go. That's all the preparation we do. I have a pair of sweatpants on that has a big Brody slobber mark on it, but nobody's going to be able to see that. She's been very good. She is, I'm afraid to say this because, like, watch I say this and then like it'll all start going back, but I feel like kind of she's starting to be good.
Mm. Oh, good.
Like, when she gets around the cat, she just wants to like be on top of them. Like she doesn't understand how to play with a cat. Um, so there's a lot of punching through the gates at the cat and trying to jam her nose into the cat's face. And then the cat responds, either one of them, either responds by licking her snout or lightly biting her. Um, though Daisy did get a claw stuck in her snout this week that we had to intervene and you know, but it's very weird. She's being good. I'm not I don't know. I don't trust it.
Yeah, yeah. I like how Sauron's had a nice streak of sleeping through the night. Hopefully that continues. We, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember who went first. Who was it?
Oh, I went first last week because I don't have the Helen went first sign up.
Ooh,
So
excellent.
that would be you.
Cool. Um, all right. Well, I have a black ale from Oliphant Brewing, and I featured them before, and they always have incredible can art. So this one's called Peanut Butter Rodent. It's
Oh,
some kind of cat planet made of cheesecake
oh, I see.
in a thong question mark?
Yeah. I don't think there needs to be a question mark. I think it
Yeah.
makes complete sense. That's how they get their inhaler.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see it. It's very clearly a thong. So yes. That's great.
Yeah.
It's a peanut butter and chocolate. So
Oh,
oh boy, explosive.
yeah. Got it a little too excited.
Yeah. I don't have anything. I'm drinking out of the mug that's not worth commenting on besides somehow still have fingerprints on it. Really need to get less lazy about washing my beer mugs, apparently. Just looks like a stout, kind of like standard for black ales. A
Yeah,
little 8%.
8%.
Um, we'll see. I can hold it by the handle like a normal person, I guess.
Why do that?
Yeah, it just basically tastes like a peanut butter brownie.
That's not bad.
Um, yeah. It's not super sweet, actually. The chocolate's kind of on the bitter side, which is nice. I
Yeah.
feel this are often just kind of a sugar bomb, which I don't really care for.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about a beer I had last night whenever because it's kind of in that area. But go ahead. Sorry.
Hmm. And um, the peanut butter is not super prominent.
Which could be good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's kind of there, not super strong, which may be a good thing because I think, was it Prairie? They made a peanut butter beer that was, or peanut butter and jelly beer that I thought was absolutely disgusting, which is a rare misstep from Prairie. Usually their stuff's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just kind of a faint nuttiness, and it's mostly the chocolate that's prominent, which I think is good. Kind of. This is still like kind of a lot in a beer. I will finish this because it's good, but I would not definitely not have more than one of these. So,
That's fair. I had a beer last night from I think it was Mortalis Brewing. Um, but it was a stout. I don't remember what the beer was called. But it was a stout with maple syrup. Everybody does those, right? Like it's pretty common. It's winter, whatever. It the taste of the beer was like just taking a sip of whatever a pancake syrup is called now, because I know it's not called what it used to be called. It's called something different now. It's just like it was like
pancake syrup.
what was
I
that?
think it's called pancake syrup, isn't it? Also, I am reminded actually. years ago, when I still lived in Portland, Maine, my roommate at the time, or one of them was French Canadian.
Yeah.
So, um, someone once filmed him just chugging from a bottle of maple syrup as a joke. Because he's like, I'm so Canadian, I will do this.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, that was very funny, and I thought of that.
Well, that's kind of what this was sort of. I really felt like I was drinking from a bottle of maple syrup. I didn't finish the beer, and it sucks because like it came in my Tavor order, so I sent away for this beer, and I was looking forward to it. But I was like, I got maybe a quarter through it, and it's like this is too much. It's way too much maple. Like it's just a maple bomb. It's I like a hint of maple like in my stouts, but I don't want to make it. I don't want to taste like somebody just wrung out a waffle into my beer, and I'm just basically
I-
drinking maple syrup.
Those flavors that people tend to use too much of.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what this was. Yeah.
Ingredients, like I find that's true with lactose sugar as well. And what's the other thing? Vanilla. Sometimes, like I've had vanilla stouts where it literally was indistinguishable from drinking vanilla Coke,
Hmm.
which is uh fine, but it's like it's not what I want when I'm drinking a beer, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what this was like. It was like I love maple syrup, but yeah, like I want a stout. I wouldn't mind a hint of some maple, but I don't want it to just be yeah, like I'm flat out drinking from a tree. Um, whatever. What are you gonna do? Shirt. I know what your shirt is, but tell the audience of 10.
yeah, my hair brewing hoodie. Um, uh, no, it says brewed in Minnesota in rune lettering.
Oh, that's nice. I was just going to ask you if you knew what it said. Okay.
More like Burr for Murph if you don't know what runes mean,
Yeah.
which people don't. Um,
I know.
that's always quite funny. I don't know, really comfortable. I got it. I think like when they were financing their big move up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're still making great beer. I need to mail you those. So
Ah,
I,
damn it, I forgot to text you. I knew I was gonna forget. I knew I
yeah,
was gonna forget.
but well, they're in the drawer of my fridge. So I usually just forget them because I
Yeah.
don't see them, but I will remember. I will do this Tuesday, I think.
That's
So maybe
fine. No pressure.
for video.
It's okay. Um, oh, the shirt I'm wearing, it's not a metal shirt this week. It's Ethel Kane. She is a oh boy, I don't know even how to describe her.
I've heard the name a lot, but I don't know who she is.
Kind of country-ish, a little bit some pop. She just toured with, I want to say Mitski. So she's kind of having like a moment here. And her last record, like none of her music's ever been put out on vinyl. So her last one is now coming out like in early January. I'm very excited about it. She's a trans artist, so um that's not why I like her, but it's still something to point out that that's you
Yeah,
know, you know. Um, but I think she's fantastic. I really love her. Her music's very she's been through a lot. She's still relatively young. I think she's in her early 20s. But been through a lot of shit and comes out in the music. I love her. So listen to Ethel Kane. Um,
I always get her confused with Apple Roan, even though those are two
oh,
very full.
totally different. Yeah. So my beer, um, it's just called Nutcracker. It's a winter warmer. Um, I'm going seasonal. Why not? There's so many fucking Christmas beers. This is by Boulevard Brewing Company.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is 7.4% alcohol by volume, and they actually do have the IBUs here, and it's 45. So this should be slightly more bitter or bitterer than your average beer. And why not? We're drinking out of a Christmas Vacation glass. This is the cat climbing into the tree to be electrocuted. I actually had to bring a bottle opener. Had to take it off my keychain. Here we go. pouring like a nice lager, like a little bit darker than a lager, I guess. That's actually a lot. Actually, never mind. That's a lot darker than a lager. Just kind of how it looked when it was, you know, kind of looks like some piss with some blood in it, if you've ever had that happen. I fell off my bike when I was like 10 and I pissed blood a whole summer.
Okay, I have never done that. I've definitely done the thing where I ate beets and forgot and thought I was pissing blood.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Um, Not much of a scent wise, not giving us a whole lot. Yeah, it's definitely it's more bitter than your what is this called? Winter warmer. I don't know if it says the style of beer that it is. It doesn't. Let me look it up. Brian, you should have done this before you did the beer video. I know. I am aware. Winter warmer, Boulevard. Let's see what they call it. Okay, it's just an ale, winter ale. So it's an ale. So it is a little, there's more bitterness to this than normal. So that 45 IBU, while not a whole lot, it's still a little bit more than I think you would generally tend to find from this type of beer. It is hoppy. I'm starting to like that. That's the scent that I'm getting out of it is just flat out hops.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, this is probably my fault, but I guess I was expecting some different, I don't know. It doesn't say this on the bottle, so I'm just making this up. I guess I was expecting maybe a little bit of some sweeter elements to this, but
that would be reasonable.
yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
I didn't know if
When seasonal beer, it's some kind of like dark beer with spices. That's what I think of anyway.
yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And specific something else, I guess. God, I saw a cranberry sour around here somewhere, and I'm gonna try to track that down.
Yeah. I hate cranberries, but not like pickles. It's not like in the pickle category, but actually I make a barbecue sauce with the canned cranberry sauce, like not the like the just that looks like a gel, like you just it comes yeah.
I am basic in that way. I think it's great.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Um, my mother, who actually passed. Well, this video is gonna air on Monday. Who's passed? I don't want to make us that downer, so we don't have to talk about this. But who passed 4 years ago today? Is the one who gave me the recipe for this barbecue sauce, and she was like, "It's so simple." And I was like, "Mom, I screw up everything when I try to make sauces." She's like, "You can't possibly screw this one up." And it's really it's you take that can of just like the gelled cranberry sauce, a full bottle of Heinz chili sauce,
Hmm.
and you take a pork roast, you put it in the crock pot, take a bowl, you put the cranberry, put the whole bottle of chili sauce in it, take a whisk, make it into a little bit of a sauce. If you have liquid smoke and you want to use it, a couple drops in that kind of adds to the smokiness. You just pour it over your pork roast, put it in the crock pot for like 6 hours, and you got yourself a barbecue pork roast.
Well, there you go. Uh,
Drink to my mom, who's yeah.
Not to flex on your, I guess, but I made some nice food, I thought, yesterday.
I saw the pictures. Yeah, talk about that.
Oh yeah. So Matt and I were going to a show. It was Canal Areal, who are Martine from Los Crudos' new band. They're really good, I thought. Well, my friend just thought they were middling, whatever. I don't know. I would advocate listening to them. I thought they were solid.
Yeah.
Uh, and Homefront, who I love, we saw them at Roadburn too. They're really fantastic. If you like both like kind of old punk and like old kind of new wave like kind of goth stuff,
Yeah.
highly recommend listening to them. They are a good time. And Dillinger 4, who are kind of our local heroes, are headlining.
Oh, I didn't know they were from there. Okay.
Yep, they are. And like I've been listening to Dillinger 4 since I was like 16. So, it
Yeah.
was kind of it's like, oh God, they're playing like my favorite song from like when I was a teenager. And like I feel like time is collapsing. Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny whenever Dillinger Escape Plan, like early Dillinger Escape Plan. I remember when people would talk about Dillinger Escape Plan, they would just say Dillinger. And every time they would say that, I'm like, Dillinger 4? Why are they on this? They make no sense on this show. And it's like, no, it's a different band. So that was my
Um,
initial
I
confusion over the Dillingers.
I prefer Dillinger for honest. I mean, it's comparing two completely different things, but
Yeah.
Dillinger Escape Plan's music is one of those where it's like it's very technically competent. It's interesting to listen to, sort of, but it feels very sterile to me. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, like we bribed our friend to drive us there and back by making pizza, and
Oh yeah.
vegan, so this was a bit of a challenge for me because uh I am a cheese fiend and eat fake cheese. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't either.
Yeah, at most I can do like fake cheese sauce. Like if you make kind of a nutritional yeast gravy, I think that can be pretty good on pasta or whatever. But like, yeah, like pretty much anything you can get commercially, it's expensive and it all tastes like movie theater popcorn butter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I guess my cooking tip for all of you is if you want to make kind of a nice basic like um something that acts very similar to a cream sauce, like for your vegan pizzas or what have you, it's very easy to just throw a can of white beans in the blender with some garlic and some
Oh,
and like a splash of tamari and maybe a little water to thin it out and touch of lemon juice. It's good stuff.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I used the last of the basil that was growing on our porch, caramelized some onions, really caramelized some onions, not the half-assed way that like TikTok would convince you is possible.
Yeah.
That was exciting. I kind of like I've never understood why people shit on vegan cooking so much. It's happening less now, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's like a fun challenge to do. You don't need to like use a bunch of weird fake shit achieve it.
Yeah.
Though holy gosh. Okay, so I this was my first time actually cooking with impossible ground beef.
Yes.
I've had it in restaurants before. I really like Impossible burgers. I
Me
think they're
too.
great.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, there's an uncanny valley for food, and that is in it. Like I opened the package and it smells so much like blood. I had to like double check to make sure I hadn't gotten actual beef. There's
Yeah.
like smells. Oh, like it freaks me the fuck out. Like the only difference was that it doesn't like release as much fat when it's cooking because it's soy and magic or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just like I was watching here in the pan, like, oh, what the fuck? It was really tasty though, so
Yeah. Well, Lex and Jaden and I watched the NXT Deadline show last night that was in Minnesota at the Armory, as I messaged you about during the show, because I thought it was such a cool looking building on the
it
inside.
kind of like it looks like an airplane hangar, right? I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because at first, whenever the show first started, 'cause it was dark already, it looked like it was an outdoor show.
it's just a
Oh,
really
can you
venue.
hold on?
And I don't know, I think they have a big skylight, which would explain things. I've never been there because every single event at the Armory is god awful expensive. I think that was where King Diamond played,
Yeah,
came through, which I wanted to go to, but
yeah,
even the most basic general admission tickets were like hovering around $100. So I understand it costs money to put on a stage show that big. They're coming from Europe.
yeah,
Like there are like line items for every like that like add up to that cost.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but it was still just like, Jesus Christ, like I can't justify this.
Yeah. Oh, folks that are watching, you're gonna notice a weird blip. I'm pausing the recording because the dog just got in trouble and I have to go see what happened. I will be right back.
Okay, Brody.
Well, I shouldn't have started the video saying about how good Brody's been recently.
I knew you would.
We put up some wreaths tonight, and one of them has like fake berries on it, and she tried to grab a berry, and Christina went to go get the berry off her, and she snarled at her. She
Bad.
has weird. The dog snarled, not Christina.
Well, I figured. I would hope.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes though, if Sauron's sassing me, I will yell back at him.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
was wondering. kind of situation.
So anyway, she has a weird I can't it's called like shit, I can't think what it's called, but it's like if she gets something she wants, she doesn't want to give it back to you, and so she'll get kind of mean about it.
Mm.
So we're trying to with uh her trainer's coming this week. We're working on this. Anyway, but yeah, so the armory, yeah. So um I looked up the building and then like I saw what it looked like, kind of like how you mentioned, it sort of looks like an airplane hangar. But so we got pizza from this place called D's, D apostrophe S that. It's like a if you ever come to Pittsburgh, Helen, we're going to D's.
Yes. And I once again, I feel like this is my come to Brazil, is come to Minneapolis.
I know.
And I'll extend that invitation to any viewers as long as you're not weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't guarantee I will put you in my house, but
But you're not saying you won't put them in your house.
uh, I don't know. I find that like
Don't
personally,
go to Minnesota expecting to stay at Helen's house.
when I travel, I prefer to have a hotel room, if only for so I can fart with impunity. I think that was how I explained it to my friend in Norway, because initially he and his partner were going to let me stay with them, but I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I want room to like roll around on a giant bed and eat snacks
Yeah.
in my house without being judged.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely understand that. I am completely on the same page with that. Anytime I go somewhere, I want to have like my own space.
I did have a nice moment, I think, when I was there, because I think I may have mentioned this to you. I don't know about on the beer video, but a dear friend of mine came out to me on that trip as
Yes.
trans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna start your girl journey right. And I had brought these like skincare masks.
Oh, I use those.
Yeah, we just watched like bullshit sketch comedy and just like,
Yeah.
mess, you know, it's like, yes, kind of over investing in skincare
Look,
is part of being.
you could be whatever level of dude that you are, and still you can take care of your goddamn face.
Yes, see, you've proved this, but like, yes, you are very much a dude's dude and you take care of your face. And
Oh,
like,
yeah. I also
yeah,
have a
probably,
makeup. I don't know how much of a dude's dude I am, but
I don't know.
no, I think you know what? I take that back. You can be a dude and wear fucking makeup, and you can put moisture masks on your face.
Yes, taking care of your skin is just kind of nicer for you in general. You will enjoy your life. Matt actually started using like kind of clinical moisturizer, and he's like, he has less issues as his hands drying out at work and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like I didn't really start paying attention to skincare till after I was 30.
Me too.
But
Me
when you
too.
spend a ton of money, like basically like I don't know, if you look at like kind of basic bitch level Korean brands, they're pretty good to use. I
Mm.
like a lot because they have a cute pig mascot and all their stuff's like $15.
Yeah.
So I use like kind of their ultra strength moisturizer and their retinol mask because part of my forehead looks like the Atari logo because I frown too much.
Yeah. I kind of have those weird lines too, probably for the same reason. Like
Yeah.
a lot of
Uh,
scowling.
I don't know, and it can be just a fun little thing to do for yourself that doesn't really cost like a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like you can 50-part routine where everything's $25, but like I don't know. My personal feeling is why would you do that to yourself? I don't know. And I have been hearing some depressing stories. Like I don't look at TikTok ever, and I feel
Yeah.
like that's funny, but I don't know, something about like 10-year-olds going to Sephora and demanding like anti-aging creams is like, uh, you don't need that. You might need that later, I guess. Like,
Later, but not now. Let
yeah,
yourself age, man. You're 10.
five maybe. I'm like, I don't know. It's it's always um kind of a thing uh, where skincare and makeup and stuff like that, it's like it can be kind of a nice venue for self-care and self-expression,
Yeah.
but also like there there is like a whole I guess you could call it like an insecurity industrial complex. Like, you know, I don't feel like I'm saying anything new, right? Like people have been talking about this since like the 60s and 70s, really, or probably even before that. But like, I don't know. I feel like if you do kind of self-pampering stuff, you should do it because like it's nice, not because you're deathly worried about what's going to happen if you stop. And
Yeah, you
like, like,
just take care of your body and take care of your face and your skin.
yeah, and likewise doing your makeup, like I don't know, sometimes I want to look like a hot necromancer or whatever. But like, for example, I put on no makeup for this beer video and I'm not feeling any more self-conscious than usual. So I don't know. I mean, like this is extremely basic but shit to say, but like I
Eh,
hate kind of something I've found very fun to do is like I don't know. It pisses me off when people kind of try to frame it as something that's mandatory or try to like make the driving motivator like shame or guilt or like anything like that.
Yeah. I
I don't
just
know. 10-year-old
sorry.
aging shit. Use like the fucking cherry flavored lip balm like any normal 10-year-old. I mean,
Yes.
I know what the kids do these days, whatever.
Be a fucking kid.
Yeah, get off the
Um, I
price.
I just sent you a photo of me the other night when I put way too much eye makeup on, and I was wearing my um Mothman cape that I just got in the mail, which I should have worn for this video. I'm gonna wear the Mothman cape maybe next week if I remember.
Oh, I
Um,
put eye makeup on last night and totally forgot to get a picture, so I feel like a dope.
Come on, Helen. God damn it.
Yeah, taking it off later, like I was scrubbing the remover pad along my eye line and accidentally poked myself. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was,
It happens.
yeah, I just remember like I don't know. I had a couple beers at the show and I just remember like our friend drove us home. Matt was tired and went to bed and like I stayed up somewhat later with my buddy just like drinking wine and being like, "You should watch this Bollywood video. It's quite funny."
We were
But
watching last night. We were watching after the wrestling show. We were watching A MMA. Have you ever heard of that? Armored mixed martial arts?
oh fuck, yes, there's a place around here that does that. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, actually, and my friend, the chauffeur last night, right? Like
Yeah,
he is a sword teacher, so I think that like kind of came into his orbit and he knows some of those guys.
yeah.
Like modern day sword combat. A bit of a small world, it may surprise you.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it until last night. And the other thing she showed me was, have you seen car jujitsu?
What the fuck?
Look it up. It's incredible. It's just so two dudes get in the car,
Uh-huh.
one in the driver's seat, one in the passenger seat, and the whole goal, I mean, they just have to make each other submit, but it's in a car. So they're fighting in the front seat of a car.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sending that to the women's jujitsu coach.
Yeah. Let me
Incredible.
find, I think it's car jujitsu. I think that's what it's called, but
I mean, oh
yeah,
my
it's
God.
incredible. It's unbelievable. You have to see it. I was shocked and appalled in the best possible way. So
Good.
everybody go and do that. We're gonna end the video here. So go and watch Car Jiu-Jitsu and Armored Mixed Martial Arts and have 623 beers.
Exactly.
Yeah, all at once.
Yep.
Yeah. Helen, we'll see them next week.